How's everybody today? Pete here at Spawn Fly Fish. Time for yet another fly tying tutorial. This time we're going to tie another chum fry, but as you see, we are not tying it jig style. This is just going to be old school, as regular as it gets, sort of. For those of you that don't enjoy tying on a jig hook or fishing jig style hooks, this one's for you. So for the hook, we do have the Ahrex SA220 size 8. For the bead, I've got the Plummeting Tungsten bead from Hareline, size 5/32, metallic red. And then I've got 6 wraps, 0.025 lead-free wire to hold it all in place. And let me get some thread started here for you. This is just some 6/0 olive. And of course, 140D is a great sub. Whatever you're into, that's what you should use. This is olive because we're going to be tying an olive, looking fly. Black would work, brown would work, any of that. There we go. Really get those wire wraps solidified. And now we'll come back and give ourselves just a little indicator of where we want our tail tied in. So right about there looks pretty good to me. We'll call that just past the barb or right above the barb. So we're going to tie something akin to a zonker style streamer, but with elements of matuka coming into play. We're going to rib the body, make it, have those little par mark looking effect of a chum fry, all that good stuff all at once. Nothing difficult about this, but there is some tedium, if you will. So be patient, take a breath here and there, don't get too worked up, and this will come out just fine for you. Here is my strip of Squirrel. This is going to just sit across the top as a dorsal. And then all the fibers must, of course, go from front to back. So if you see here, I trimmed the bottom of where the tail ends into that crayon tip. And that little arrow effect does allow more movement on the back side of that tail. So whether you're tying this fly or a bunny leech, there is that little cut or attention that you could pay to the edge of that leather that would just make the fly perform that much better. I'm going to try to not trap too many bits of fur here. Just get that tail tied in. And that measurement for the tail is the same as the body. Not the entire hook, just the body. It's not crazy big. These are chum fry. They're small. They're very sleek. So keep that in mind. Now that we have our tail tied in here, we can kind of just forget it for a while. So if you followed along, and I know some of you already bought the materials from the last chum fry, we appreciate that. But for those of you that did, you're going to have some of these materials or elements already. And so this is just going to be another way to play with those same materials, a different outlook or a different finished product, but still a chum fry. So this is soft wire black and the size small. And yes, medium would work in the soft wire, or if you have ultra wire, brassy would get it done too. But let's just get this tied in as far back as we can against that leather. Now for our main working body material, I've got some dyed pearl diamond braid. And again, pearl. Can't go wrong. I'm just going to get that started again right behind those weighted wire wraps, so we keep an underbody as even as we possibly can. And then that's it. If there's a word of caution here, it's when you make this first wrap, remember we have those thread wraps underneath there. So just wash that first wrap, cover up as many of those thread wraps as you can, just for that cleaner finished look on your fly. And then we're simply going to wrap all the way up to the front. I don't want to crowd this. We still have some work to be done, if you will, up here in the front. And so just get it wrapped down. I would say it looks very close to right behind the bead, but there's actually just a pinch of room there. You can see it better on the underside there. Let's get that wire out of the way. And now let's bring our Squirrel zonker strip right over the top. And this is key. You don't want this sitting off to one side or the other. So by all means, turn your vise, whatever you need to do to make sure you can see where your thread wraps are going to go. Right? No guesswork. It's all right there. We can move our body. We can move our vise. We can do all these things. And why wouldn't we take full advantage? I do have that bowl of water sitting here. So I'm just going to kind of tame some of these hairs with that little bit of moisture. And now I can really see where every thread wrap goes. Get one in front. And at this point, I'm going to trim out that front portion of Squirrel. Nothing to it. And now we can give a couple more solidifying wraps of thread there. Make sure none of this is going to move, because now what we're going to do is sort of incorporate, like I said before, that matuka mentality. And we're going to run this wire through the Squirrel and use it to rib our body material at the same time. Get that very Chum Fry look to our body. So there's one. And just kind of wash, rinse, repeat all the way up this bad boy. 2, check your work. Make sure you're not pulling that strip over to your side or the opposite side of where you're wrapping, right? You won't see it so much on your own side that's facing you, but you will notice it once you finish it and go to fish and go, well, why is this a lopsided fly? Well, let's go ahead and handle it right the first time, and we don't have to worry about it. Just tie down that wire, clean as you please. Wrap in front, and now we can cut out our wire. Just going to use my thumbnail, push that cut portion down. Easy peasy so far, right? All right. Now I'm going to get my fingers wet, get all those hairs kind of preened back, and already it's starting to look like something a fish would eat. Got a very minnowy feel to it, and yes, that is my official word of the day, minnowy. Here we go. We're just going to make a little cute thread loop. 1, 2, 3 wraps around that loop to bring this little knot up, and now our loop is closed, which means nothing's going to fall out once we twist her up. And that's important. So now for our little loop material here is that same Squirrel strip, and roughly 1/2 inch, maybe 5/8 inch, maybe even as much as 3/4. And here's the beauty of it. It's Squirrel. It's rather fine hair, and we are going to cut or remove the leather, right? So once we've done that, there's really nothing to cause a bunch or a pile, if you will, inside that loop anymore. It's all very forgiving and collapsible, or let me get that cut, or whatever. It's not going to bulk up. So let's get this spun and brushed, and then you'll see you can fit more hair in there than you really think. And do you need to? No. It's just don't freak out if you think, oh man, there's no way I'm going to fit all that into that little space. Oh man, it'll fit just fine. But again, we do have that little bit of water here, and I'm going to utilize it. So let's get this wrapped. And as you can see, I'm just going to use my wet fingertips as I wrap this stuff, and it will condense a little bit for me. I'll keep it all nice and neat as possible. And then next thing you know, your loop is done and you're tying it off. I told you there would be room. No problem. Now bring that loop tag end back, get a couple wraps over it, and trim it up. That's it. Oh hum, nothing to it. Look at how fishy that thing is. And so again, got those wet fingertips. Let's go ahead and slick all those fibers back for now. We'll just give ourselves a clean spot to whip finish. And we will be ready for some eyeballs. There's our whip finish. Nice and strong. We're going to be resining the head again on this one, much like we did on that last fly. So as far as getting in with head cement and all that, you know, I'm a big fan of head cement. I think you should head cement every single fly you tie. However, if you're going to come in with resin and completely do that head, well, that's plenty. So now those same eyes that we used last time as well, they are the 4mm spawn eye in silver black. And it's a simple eye, nothing crazy. 4mm, you know, it's pretty small, 3 would be very small, but it'll still work. Don't get too hung up on that. And if you have 6 mil, well, it's a little big, but luckily we are much tougher critics sometimes of our own flies than the fish really are. We like to think it's tougher than it is. So don't be too hard on yourself. Whatever you've got is probably going to work. So I just want to pop an eye on your side, and then I will come in and do one on my side as well. If there's a key here, is I don't want a lot of these fibers moving forward when I press down on this. I want them kind of going the right direction already. And so like you'll see on the top, that's going to be a mean dorsal side, not a bunch of fibers on the sides, right? They're just kind of matted, and then just a few. And you could trim those out if you wanted. I like this look. Very, very minnow-esque, minnowy, and very buggy, very fishy. So there you have it, folks. The non-jig style of that chum fry. I will trim this hair out and get it to look a little nicer before I photograph it for that thumbnail. So it will look better once we get that done. But again, another simple chum fry variant that absolutely just smashes fish. If you guys enjoyed this, by all means, please hit like, please hit subscribe, and we will see you all on the water.